morning. This week I'm going to be looking at the sixth move in the shibashi set, which is called rowing the boat on the lake. Before I go on to that though, would like to explain one thing to you. I'm going through these shibashi moves obviously 1 week at a time because that's really all I can do. For your own personal qigong practice, you need to just stick to the 4 that I do in these videos because they are energetically balanced. Towards the end, I will show you how to put all the 18 moves together, and I will do a video where I do the complete shibashi set so that once you understand each move, you can actually use it if you want to. But please don't try adding these extra moves in at this stage because it won't give you the right energetic result. So, move 6 is called rowing the boat on the lake, and it starts hands by your side, palms facing forward. And I want you to take a close look at my hands because my hands aren't clenched, the fingers aren't close together. I've got my hands quite open. Just hold them up to the camera so you can see. My hands are quite open, relaxed, fingers slightly splayed. The reason for that will become obvious in a moment. So, the move starts very simply. As you breathe in, you let your arms rise up as far as you can manage in one easy breath. Now, for me, that's at about shoulder height, but if you can get your hands higher, still within one breath and without causing you to hunch your shoulders, that's fine because for a Tai Chi master, their hands will probably get all the way up there. But I keep saying I'm not a Tai Chi master. I haven't been practicing for long enough. So, with the in-breath, just let your arms rise up by your side as high as you're comfortable with. Then as you breathe out, roll everything forward, turning your hands so the palms face down, and just let your arms float down with the out-breath. So you can see why it's called rowing the boat on the lake. This is a little bit like oars coming out of the water. So breathe in, let your arms rise up. You breathe out, your hands come forward and sink down. There is one more thing that I need to mention that I will normally use when I am demonstrating this move, which is as you breathe in, you let your arms float up quite naturally. As you breathe out, bring your hands forward and let them float down. And then I add in, and can you imagine that you're breathing out through your fingertips? Now, if you look at my hands in the camera, you can see that my fingers are quite splayed. And I want you to imagine that there is energy fanning out from my fingertips. And you would see that if I was breathing out and breathing energy out through my fingertips, it will come out through my fingertips and it will be flaying out in front of me. And that's why you don't want your hands to be clenched or with the fingers close together. You just want them nice and loose and relaxed in a nice, relax what feels comfortable for your hand. Don't stretch, don't have them too tight, just have them nice and relaxed and loose. And just imagine that you are breathing out through your fingertips as you let your hands sink down. Now, with the up movement, you will be collecting yang energy with your hands. As you breathe out, you breathe that energy out and down, and it connects with the yin energy of the earth. There is a slight yin to yang move of the hands. Don't worry about that too much. The main thing with this move is, obviously, starting with the basics, good bear stance. I'm not showing the lower part of my body because you know what that's doing, or you should know what that's doing by now. And it's a bit boring just to, watch my feet hip width apart, because I'm not really doing anything with my feet. That will change with future moves. I'm not really doing anything with my feet. And all the action is up here with the core abdominal muscles, with the arms, the shoulders. So that's the bit that you need to see. So do it once more slowly. So as you breathe in, let your arms float up by your side as high as they're comfortable to go. Then when you breathe out, let your hands come forward and sink down, and imagine that you're breathing out through your fingertips. Breathe in, breathe out. As ever, the speed at which you do the move will depend on how slow or fast your breath is, and everyone has a different breath pace. How far you move your arms and how big a movement you make will depend on your breath, how your shoulders feel. But just to demonstrate, with this move, if all you're doing is this, I'm only moving the lower half of my arm, that's fine, because energetically, as long as you've got the visualizations right, you're doing exactly the same as if you're making a much larger move. So energetically, if it fits with what your body wants to do, that is just as good as that. And those are really the two extremes of this move. I always say with these moves, it's not about doing them perfectly, it's about doing them perfectly for you. Because both from a mindful aspect, being aware of what your body's comfortable doing is very important. From an energetic aspect, if you're doing something that causes pain or discomfort in a joint or wherever, you're actually going to be blocking the energy flow. So for the mindful aspect and the energetic aspect, it's really important that you do what works for you. Because we've all got different ways our bodies react. Some mornings my shoulders are nice and relaxed and, I can make it a nice big move. But I've got 67-year-old shoulders that don't always want to do things like that. So on mornings when all I'm doing is that's fine. Because qigong, although it has physical aspect to it, obviously it is beneficial physically. Simply because the standing and the moving helps to keep your heart and your blood and your lymph working properly and keeping things flowing. And certainly engaging the core abdominal muscles is going to be helping with that as well. Although it is beneficial physically, it's not about pushing yourself. It's definitely not about going for the burn. It's about regular, daily practice, learning what your body wants to do, learning and understanding about the moves, getting to feel the moves better, so that you can use them for your best advantage. And that is something that applies through every single move that we do. So, just demonstrate the move once more. So rowing the boat on the lake, as you breathe in, your arms float up by your side. Then as you breathe out, let them come forward and sink down. And imagine that you're breathing out through your fingertips. Now, when you do that, breathing out through your fingertips, you may possibly be aware of a slight tingling. That's because you may be becoming sensitive to the energy flow within your body. I remember some time ago hearing someone ask, well, how fast or slow should you do the moves in the qigong set? And the answer came back, well, you should be doing them so that you can feel the flow of energy. You're doing them slow enough that you can feel the flow of energy. That is an absolute ideal. I can't always feel the flow of energy, so I'm working by instinct. And I know an awful lot of you won't be able to feel the flow of energy either. But it is important to remember that the flow of energy is what this is all about. Qigong literally means energy work. You're trying to work your energy to make sure it's flowing properly, to make sure it's balanced, to make sure you are in the best possible health. Okay, I will repeat again. In your daily practice, please only do the moves that I demonstrate in the actual qigong set that I do for you. So, now you've done that, can you make sure that you are standing or sitting if you need to sit for these moves, in a space where you've got room to spread your arms out. Ideally, make sure that you're not going to be disturbed for the next few minutes. Get yourself standing in good bear stance. So you can't see the lower half of my body, and I'm not going to move. It's not the prettiest bit of it. So that's feet hip width apart, knees very slightly relaxed, back straight, neck straight, chin tucked in so that the crown of your head is pointing up at the sky or the ceiling. Let your hands hang loose by your side. Take a moment. Send your awareness down to your feet and make sure that your weight is evenly distributed. Try and engage these core abdominal muscles. And then just for a moment, just stand and breathe with your hands gently hanging loose by your side. Try to get the feeling that your arms are completely empty. Let all the tension go. Relax your shoulders. And can you imagine you're a tree? And really feel the roots, your roots connecting down into the ground, helping you feel grounded, stable, balanced. You breathe, maybe try to get a sense of what your body needs today. Or get a sense of how you'd like to feel at the end of this session. And turn your hands so that the palms facing forward. Sorry, facing down, backwards. Getting confused. So stand with your hands with the palms facing backwards. And then with your next in-breath, slowly let your arms float up in front of you. And as you breathe out, just let them sink down. Find your own breath and your own rhythm. Only move your arms as far as you can easily manage in one gentle, easy breath. Breathe in, your arms float up. Breathe out, and sink back down. And then last time for this move. And this time as you breathe in, your hands float up, then turn your palms in and let them spread out. And as you breathe out, your hands float back in and back down. As you breathe in, really be aware of your chest and nose expanding. As you breathe out, feel that relaxation. And then your hands float up and then spread apart. And as you breathe out, your hands float back in and back down. And then last time for this move. Breathe out and let your hands sink down. And with your next in-breath, take your hands up ready to paint rainbows. As you breathe out, dip gently on your left knee and let your right arm uncurl. As you breathe in, bring everything up to the top. If you're seated, raise the heel on the same side with the arms uncurling. So standing, dip the left knee and move the right arm. Sitting, raise the right heel and lower the right arm. You dip on the knee, remember to keep your back straight. Don't lean over. Breathe out. Dip on one knee, let the opposite arm uncurl. Breathe in. Your hands rise up, and then last time for this move. And this time as you breathe out, let your hands sweep down by your side. You breathe in, let your arms rise up. This move is called parting the clouds. And you can maybe imagine that every time your hands sweep down, you're pushing away any clouds that surround you. And you make the move as big or as small as you're comfortable with. Keep your shoulders nicely relaxed. If you can do a big move like this, that's great. If it's a small move like this, that's just as great. So breathe in, let your arms rise up. As you breathe out, you sweep down by your side. And then last time for this move. This time as you breathe out, bring your hands into position, ready to balance your chi. As you breathe in, imagine you're feeling around a small ball, and as you breathe out, let your hands sink down. Careful with this move to take your hands no higher than your heart. Remember you need to work even lower down to you. So breathe in, let your hands come up and over the top, breathe out. And you sink down, and then last time for this move. And this time as you breathe out, bring your hands into position in front of your belly button or in your lap if you're seated. Just for a moment, down in the best possible bear stance. And just breathe. Let everything settle back to where it should be. And then put your hands sweep down by your side. Bring your feet together. And then I'd like to invite you to get yourself seated or lying, ready for the meditation. Now, to get yourself settled, a reminder that this is a mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness isn't about clearing your mind. It's about being aware of what your mind is doing. So, get yourself to where you're seated or lying or even standing if that's what's comfortable for you. And first of all, I'd like you to just be aware of any sounds that come naturally to your ears. Don't go seeking any sounds. Just be aware of any sounds that you can hear inside or outside the room. Let go of any natural tendency to analyse the sounds or label them. Just be aware that those sounds are there. Then let them fade into the background as you bring your attention to where your body is on the bed or the chair or the floor. Make sure that you're comfortable. Be aware of any feelings in your body. Just make sure that you're comfortable. And then move your attention to your breath. And just notice every in-breath and every out-breath. Don't change your breath in any way. Just breathe completely naturally. Letting go of any tendency to maybe think that your breath should be any different to what it is. This isn't about changing anything. It's about just being aware. And maybe you can notice what it is that you notice about each breath. You'll all notice different things. Maybe you're aware of air moving in your nose or throat. Maybe you're aware of muscles moving in your chest, or maybe even in your abdomen, down in your belly. Whatever you notice is perfect for you. Now you may notice that your mind wanders away from you, because that's what minds do. If that happens to you, take a moment to acknowledge the thought that has taken your mind away. And be aware of any emotional response that that thought may give you. Whether it's a good feeling like happiness, or maybe a feeling like anxiety, or fear, or concern, or sadness. Just be aware of any emotional response. And then lead your mind back to focusing on your breath. Bring yourself back to focusing on what's happening right here, right now. Because right here, right now, all that matters is just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. Minds are meant to think. So if your mind does wander away, I don't want you to criticise yourself or think that you're doing something wrong. It's perfectly natural for minds to wander. But every time you notice that your mind has wandered, I want you to congratulate yourself for being mindful, for being aware of your thoughts. And then gently lead your mind back to focusing on just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. Maybe you can notice the brief moment of stillness that happens in between each breath. Again, not trying to hold your breath or change it in any way, just being aware of that brief pause. Can you get a sense of how your breath is an anchor that can anchor you in to this moment and to this moment? Allowing memories or thoughts of the future to just drift like clouds in a summer sky. Moving the breath, just dealing with what is here and now. See your breath as an anchor that can be used to anchor your thoughts anytime into this moment. Whenever you notice that your mind is focusing on the future or on the past, and the emotional content of those thoughts is not good. Just see your breath as an anchor. Anchor you into this moment. And if you can be aware of the momentary pause in between each breath, that can anchor you into stillness and calmness. Now once again, let your attention move outwards so that you become aware of where your body is on the bed, the chair or the floor. Once again, become aware of sounds both inside and outside the room. And then bring yourself back to normal awareness, opening your eyes if you have them closed. But remember that you can use your breath as an anchor anytime you need to. as you go about your normal day. Okay, thank you very much for being with me on this video. I can see at least one person stayed with me all the time. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to share this video with anyone that you think might be interested. It will be shared on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, Crystal Wolf Holistic Care. And it will also be going on my Patreon page. If you enjoy these videos and would like more video time, please do consider popping over to my Patreon page and sponsoring me. For $2 a month, you get these videos and extra video time a week. And that extra video time can be look at whatever my sponsors want. So thank you for being with me, and as I say, please feel free to share this video with anyone that you think might be interested, and I will see you next week.